Welcome to Albion TV presents the AO Daily Show, your source of real news in an unreal world, keeping you up to date on the latest news, events, and the great community of Albion Online. Today is Friday, the 10th of September, 2021. I am your host, the Shozen One, and joining me today, once again, because we keep telling him to, Bogul.
Because you keep telling me? Nice. Hi,
Well,
would you like to
we
do
more
another
like say,
daily show?
would you like to come to work
Yes,
today?
sure.
Nobody has said, Bogle, you better get your ass to work today.
Well, let me think. No, I don't think that ever happened. Yeah, you're good.
No,
You're good, sir.
okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure we're all good.
Yeah, I am. It's a Friday today, sir. It's news wrap up and dev talk on the title of the show. We do have some big news. We do have a new dev talk by Robin Henkes, the game director, CEO of Albion Online. Fancy stuff. New weapon reveal.
Yes. New weapons. Bogle.
Yeah.
Weapons. Like
weapons. Oh, yes. Oh, a weapon tree line reveal?
Yeah, like, I mean, it's... How long have they been teasing us that we'd get new weapons?
Like 6
years?
A
line.
I don't know.
Yeah, like a line, because we've gotten new weapons in the line. We've gotten artifact weapons. I don't want to say we've never gotten weapons, because we always get new weapons, right? There are constantly new ones coming. But this is a new line of weapons. This is 3 basics and 4 artifacts.
We'll take a look at it later in the dev talk. We'll watch the whole dev talk later together, and we will look into some of the details, some of the maybe hidden gems in that video. There are some things that you might want to either pause or rewatch that dev talk for. For me, it mostly has to do with how things look in the background. I must say that some of the new biomes are in there, so it's a first look at somewhat moving pictures, right? But we do also have gold codes today. We are giving away gold codes. There's a raffle going hopefully soon.
It's already up. We have 40.
Nice.
42 is the answer. So Kavor wins again.
We will be
the
drawing
last time
more
I pulled a raffle, it was Kavor.
Does that qualify him? Like, do you have to be like waiting for one day to win again or something?
No. And you can even win twice in one day. And if you do, I upgrade your prize.
Oh.
Like, there's no limits to the amount of gold I'm willing to give you for hanging out here and typing the very complicated phrase known as raffle.
Nice. Maybe Kavor, I would just say nothing and just whisper Shozen. Be quiet. Maybe he didn't restart the raffle and he just announced the winner from yesterday. Just don't say anything. All right. Good things happen. So
yeah, no, I'm glad that everybody gets to have fun with the raffle, and we will pull more raffles today. Don't worry about it. Yes. It is Friday, and we like to give away stuff on Fridays. It's fun, but we have quite a bit to get to today. And if we don't start going into it, Bogle, we won't get to go to my memes, and I won't get to make fun of people.
We do have some community stuff that we didn't quite get to on Tuesday, so and there's 2 new things that popped up on Reddit that are quite showing worthy, right?
Yeah, we'll figure out. So one of them I might have. We're not going to be able to show, I think, because of the music. So we're going to have to link it in chat just so everybody gets to see it. But I think there's a few other things in Reddit that were fun to talk about as well. But let's get to our PSAs. But we have to talk about these things. What do we have to tell people about?
I mean, one thing that most people might have already noticed, we do have a new community manager. We have Ness, who joined us just on the 1st of September, just a week ago, sort of. After we had like a month or two of I don't want to say no community manager, but I think that the last one sort of the public face left, right? So
yeah,
now
there's been community management done,
right?
But we didn't have a community manager,
right?
So it was a bunch of people who do other things, stepping up to get as much of it done as they could. but now we have somebody back on the staff full time, and she's been great. She's a member of the community. Has been playing the game for years. Was a mod, and now has taken over the role as community manager, and she's doing great. I really have had a very positive experience with her so far. A lot of stuff is getting done. We're going to have the CLC coming up next weekend. This will be her first challenge. And I believe not the week after the CLC, but the week that we come back with the beginning of the new season, she'll be on the show. We're going to do an interview. So you guys will get to hear from her very soon.
Nice. Okay. One thing I wanted to point out here in this thread, she says, what I would like you to do is to reply to this post with the topics that you feel need to be addressed ASAP. Whatever made you happy or unhappy lately, or needs to be communicated better, she'll go through and read it and pick the most important topics. I will link that thread in the Twitch chat. So in case you haven't responded yet, maybe take some time and put that in there. It will fall on her eyes. No, her eyes will fall on. She will read it, Shozen. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. I understand. English is your third language.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, you do a very good job.
Thanks.
Very rarely comes up. So I think we just mentioned this briefly just a second ago. Speaking of the community manager, the season 13 Crystal League Championship.
Yes.
That is next weekend.
Finally. Not this weekend.
No, this weekend is the 8 and 9s, for the 5v5, and the 6 and 7s for the 20v20. Those occur on Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be a big weekend for Albion events. So if you're into events, this is the weekend to watch. Well, the next 2 weekends are the weekends to watch because we have events on both Saturday and Sunday. So check it out this weekend. But next weekend is the final big event of the season, the CLC, where the best 8 teams in all of Albion compete for incredible prizes and our hearts.
Oh, and hopefully some memes as well along the line. But first place, Saber Tiger Rex, 10,000 gold. Second place, White Tiger Skin, 5,000 gold. Third place, Jousting Horse. Fourth place, a Steel Plate Cougar. I think first and second place are in the value range of a few billion silver. So winning these things can get you a lot of premium. Let's call it that. I don't know if you still need premium if you compete at that level, because you're
rich.
I mean, you've probably have like a contract with one of the biggest guilds.
One of the guilds, and
they sponsor, yeah,
ridiculously for the naming rights of your team.
It's almost like esports, right? I mean, it's kind of meme sports, but still,
it is. No, that's a really good way to talk about it. It's like meme sports here. Like they're competing for the highest prizes available inside the game. Yeah.
I random thought. Do you think this time around we will have political shenanigans with the CLC?
Yeah.
So, like, where a team might be inclined to accidentally stumble and fall or something, or accidentally shoot in the wrong direction or something like that.
I don't even want to entertain the possibility of a Pete Rose over here. I know you do. I
mean, that's what makes this anticipation fun as well, right?
Okay. The only time I ever thought there may have been an issue, I was told that there wasn't, and I was told what exactly happened, and I felt really bad that I brought it up. So I'm never gonna. Yeah, you don't want to ever accuse somebody or even entertain the idea that somebody would be cheating if there's a legitimate reason for them to, say, I don't know, if you're a boxer and you didn't want to tell your opponent that your left hand was broken before the match, but you went in anyway just because you needed the money. But everybody was saying you threw the fight. Is it really throwing the fight if every time you throw your left hand, you just break it more?
I guess, yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. Okay. Moving on.
Sure.
Yes, the CLC is this next weekend, and I'm looking forward to it. Huge prizes on the line. But other things we need to talk about for the weekend afterwards, we have the Energy Surge season. It's going to be wild. You can get up to 4x the energy, Bogle.
Yes.
For a shortened season.
Yes.
That leads to upcoming changes.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the schedule is out, right? The Energy Surge season, the schedule by Prince Caspian has been posted on the forums just a few days ago. You can see all the important dates in the forums. I can link that in Twitch chat as well. Starts September 25th, ends on November 8th, with, as Shozen said, quadruple points in between for like a week, which is important because this season is part of what qualifies you for the upcoming season after this one, which is some things to do with hideouts and hideout HQs, which all has to do with the upcoming update. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen that so far, but there's this whole very long detailed post by the game director as to what's to come, why they're working on this, what's changing. And in case you haven't read this either, go watch one of our VODs from like the last 2 weeks, basically, where we'll go over this in all the details, or like read it.
Or like read it.
Yeah.
Both those things are possible. I will say that we have a number of episodes recently, even the interview from yesterday, where we talk about a lot of these upcoming changes and the effects of them. If you look at what's coming up immediately, you're going to have changes to season points. You're going to have like changes to, like they said, channeling to the hideouts. Things are going to get a little less safe out there. There may be one or two other changes that you'll experience, but it's really getting ready for what comes next after this energy season. This energy season is short, so you can, get in more content before the end of the year is what I would say. I can't, I don't have a better timeline than that, Bogle, but I expect these changes to come in before season 14 so that we can fight for HQs. And
Do you mean 15?
Is it 15? No,
Question.
The energy season is not 14.
Oh, that's how the counting works?
Yeah.
So it's like the
You
Avalonian
really
season.
confused me for a second. Yes, it's a one-off season. It's one of those one-off seasons.
See.
Yeah. This is us preparing for something else, kind of like the Avalonian season was that shortened season before Queen released, and then you had the world changed. There's a lot of huge changes coming up, and I feel like we're gonna, if rather than talking about them now, I feel like we should do that after we watch the video. I feel like watch the video now, and then we'll go through some of the rest of this, because I feel like all of the rest of this goes into what's in the dev talk. Even the stuff that we're discussing now, the changes coming from next season.
Sure.
So much of it is touched on in the developer talk.
All right. Dev Talk, War Gloves and HQ Hideouts came out just 1.5 days ago. Robin Hankers, game director, will tell you, hopefully, a lot of things you haven't seen yet. So let's listen to the man, and then let's talk about it after.
Hello and welcome to another Albion Online Dev Talk. As you can see, we finally found a suitable space to rebuild our Albion Online studio and now have a dedicated place for bringing these videos to you with more frequency. In our last video, we introduced some of the features we're working on for our next content update. Today, I want to reveal 2 more features that will directly affect the next guild season: War Gloves and HQ Hideouts. War Gloves are an entirely new weapon line with 3 new base weapons, 4 artifact weapons and 15 new abilities, which will shake up the combat and crafting meta of Albion Online. Items for this new weapon line will be crafted in the Warrior's Forge, and they'll receive their own mastery levels as part of the Warrior's weapon tree on the Destiny board. This new weapon line offers a melee-focused brawler gameplay style with a mix of damage, mobility and some control abilities, including some limited ranged abilities as well. These weapons excel at engaging an enemy and then keeping them engaged, dealing damage at the same time. Although War Gloves will only become craftable once the next major update is released, the artifacts for this new weapon line will already be added to loot tables before the start of the next season. This will ensure a sufficient amount of them will be available for players to try out these weapons once the update releases. And it also gives PvE and market players a valuable new loot type to play with. Don't worry if the drop chances seem low at the start, they will be adjusted to the same level as other artifacts once the update is released. The second feature I want to introduce today are Headquarters Hideouts. These are still pretty early in development, but we are very excited about the changes they will bring to the experience of playing in the Outlands or the roads of Avalon. As most of you know, we believe Albion to be best and most exciting when many small groups are competing for power in the Outlands at the same time. Unfortunately, despite the difficulties involved in attacking hideouts, the current hideout system has provoked the formation of large, powerful groups which aim to control who gets to place and maintain a hideout in the Outlands. This forces players to consolidate into these larger groups or pay rent to them if they want to be active in the Outlands. And this is what we want to change with HQ Hideouts. Essentially, this new feature will allow guilds to place and protect a hideout only based on their own merits and activity instead of the grace of another guild. To achieve this, guilds will be able to earn as a season reward the ability to make one single hideout an HQ hideout. When a hideout is declared an HQ, it will become invulnerable to any attacks, even during the battle time. Once created, the headquarters status will need to be maintained. Now, in the last roadmap update, we talked about the new Vortex Power system, which has been extended to include hideout power cores. These power cores will appear spontaneously at unpredictable times and places in the open world and can be picked up and transported to a hideout, which will then grant the hideout powerful bonuses. If it's an HQ hideout, power cores are needed to make sure that it stays invulnerable. The required level of power to do this will depend on the quality of the region. HQs in a higher quality region deeper in the Outlands will require significantly more power to maintain the HQ status than in lower end of the regions on the outside of the Outlands. As an attacker, you can take advantage of this system by preventing power cores from being transported to the HQ, which will cause it to lose invulnerability eventually. This requires a sustained open world effort, however, and is much more difficult than destroying a normal hideout in a series of large battles. Just being able to field a larger army will no longer be enough. To prevent headquarters hideouts from getting destroyed before even being constructed, guilds will also be able to earn the right to make a hideout construction site invulnerable during its second attack phase once per season. This ensures guilds that manage to earn enough season points will be able to establish their hideout in the open world. The HQ status also comes with other side effects. As soon as a hideout becomes an HQ, access can no longer be granted to anyone but guild members. In addition, we will be increasing the general hideout upkeep for non-HQ hideouts based on the number of hideouts already in a region. This should reduce the hideout spam and the number of safe retreat points in the Outlands significantly, as well as making it more difficult to mass large armies from a single hideout in the Outlands. We believe this feature will destabilize the current power balance and strengthen the position of smaller guilds in the Outlands, leading to more enjoyable, smaller scale conflicts occurring more frequently. So how long do you have to wait for the headquarters hideouts, war gloves, and other features from our roadmap talk to arrive? Well, as mentioned earlier, to earn the ability to place a hideout HQ, guilds will need to collect enough season points by the end of a guild season. For this purpose, after the current season concludes, we will be running a shortened season before the launch of the next update. This Energy Surge season will have increased season points and siphoned energy reward rates and run for roughly 6 weeks until early November. This will provide us with sufficient time to finish our work on all these new features while giving guilds the opportunity to start earning their right for a HQ hideout of their own. Follow our news posts for more details on the season schedule and subscribe to this channel for more dev talks covering the progress of the open world rework, guild points, open world PvE improvements, and many other topics coming soon. Thank you for watching today's video and stay tuned for next time.
Yeah. Shozen.
Yes, Bogul.
That's a lot of moving pictures.
That's a lot of new information for those who haven't already watched the Dev Talk and haven't been paying attention for every day. There have been a number of updates over the last, I would say, several weeks that have started to reveal what the plans are going forward. The power vortexes and the cores, those are still, I feel, very murky, and we don't have a really good idea of what's going to happen there. But we know they're going to be an object that shows up on the map, and you can take it back to your hideout or to your territory and level them up to get bonuses, but you can't mount when you do it, and everybody's going to know you have it, and it's going to create content. Some of the details are a little fuzzy yet, and I'm looking forward to hearing more. But that sounds like it's going to make a lot of content, especially if people are out there for other reasons, such as more PvE enticement on the open world. It sounds like there's going to be an improvement to some of the mobs out there. There's going to be the HQs, which are really going to give people more survivability out there if they're smaller groups and not have to really worry about being part of such a large alliance or empire. I'm imagining that as more of these mid-tier guilds that I've been talking to are able to establish themselves, we'll see a lot more roaming again. The roaming groups will probably come back, and it'll be interesting to see how much of that is countered by large groups, and if people get into these large groups and wander around, how much of that opens up other pieces of territory that they can't defend. Do you know what I mean? Like all these things spawning around the world. I wonder if breaking into smaller groups, especially for some of these empires that will need to maybe feed multiple territories with energy, that might be the direction that they start to go in, and that will breed content for the smaller groups out there that can fight in that size. Of course, they're going to still try to get more numbers when they can, and you'll see probably a lot of moving smaller groups between them. Like if somebody says, I've got 60 that we're fighting here, I need an extra 20 so that we'll have 100. That I think is something we will start to see more of instead of let's move our 400 here.
Hopefully. I mean,
yeah, I hope so too.
It's been a long time coming, I feel like, and this is it's an interesting way to tackle the Outlands lifestyle. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, I want to look at the news post a little bit because it does have some pretty pictures in it, and I want to pause the video a little bit later on as well. I'll link this too so you guys can share that around. There you go. Bloop. First things first, the pretty new weapon line. War gloves, 3 new base weapon, 4 artifact weapon, 15 new abilities, melee focused brawler, and they kind of look like a weapon we already have, don't they, Shozen? It's very similar to a very popular 1v1 weapon.
Named after hands.
What? Named after hands?
Black hands.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
They say hands right in it.
Right.
Like, and these are gloves. These are clearly
war gloves. Yeah.
Yeah, gloves are different than hands.
True. We have the concept art as well, right? You can sort of see what they're going for. Some of these look like they're 3D models. Most of it, I think it's just neat to look at. But the reason why I bring this up And I think because why you refer to hands is because Retroman actually dropped a little information gold nugget into the forums.
Yeah, you gonna pull that up?
In regards to the black hands problem that a lot of people have pointed out. It's like, hey, we have this already. What are you doing? And he said, we actually are also reworking black hands into a new demonic one-handed dagger in the same update.
That's new.
I will post some news about the ability in the NDA thread once we start playtesting it. So
Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. I'm going over to the NDA thread. I gotta go.
is I didn't look in there if he already put that in there.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Not
Usually
yet.
I get a ping on that.
Right. Well, that's at least something to because I knew there was some confusion whether or not the black hands are going to, move into that line or something weird, or if the black hands are going to just, I don't know. I heard a few interesting theories, but no, it's a new weapon line, warrior, and it's going to be, I think, a lot of jumping and kicking. If you remember the video, there was some interesting moves that you could see in there.
Yeah, it was very kung fu. He, first there was a couple of stuns, and then he leaps into the air, knocks some guy flying through the air with a brutal sky kick.
Right here, he knocks him up. Then he jumps. Wait, and then here, that one is weird. Like, do you see how far he jumps up, or she?
Mm-hmm.
And he stays up quite
Mm.
long, and then comes down again.
Yeah, it's haven't you ever watched like kung fu movies? The Kung Fu Hustle, even they jump in the air and they have to have the camera pan around. Haven't you watched The Matrix? You have to have time for the camera pan.
Like Chinese, fighting movies, or like these classical where people fly in the air for. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, see, yeah. This anime fighting style.
I guess. Yeah. The other thing I want to point out that if you look away from the fighting for a second, look at the background. It looks a little different in a lot of these spaces.
A lot of the background looks different, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It looks almost HD, Bogul.
Oh, Shozen. No. Let's not do that. But look at the color of the grass, for example, or the wood. Like, this is the forest biome. This is way greener than in other places.
It's beautiful.
It's a different tint to it as well.
I feel like, no, I really do. I feel like this is like a huge graphical upgrade. It looks really, really nice. I've gotten to, play on a little bit and see what it's like. It looks great on here, but when you play in it, it's even better. It really, like I was talking with Robin, RSR about it, just how he feels. And I was like, it's as big as when we got fingers. And he was like, it's bigger. It's bigger. And like I always joke about the time when Albion updated its character models to get fingers, and it wasn't just them getting fingers. It was a reworking of the graphics of the game at the time. It was like the shadings changed, the character models were upgraded. It was a big deal, and the game has kind of tried to catch up in a lot of ways. But this feels bigger than that, and I am a little worried about hyping it up. But I'm happy with it. I really am. I think it's really cool, and the cities look awesome.
I wanna.
The winter zones look better.
I want to show this in slow motion, and then, because slowing it down really does give you another perspective, and it allows you to spend way more time on looking at this. It's all work in progress, right? Mm-hmm. So that's that, and then. One thing I also noticed that's not related to that weapon is what kind of defensive shield thing is that healer cauldron using here? What is that, guys? Have I just not seen that before? What spell is that?
No, I'm hearing you at a different time than you're talking about it. So
it's just divine stuff.
The divine staff. Yeah.
All right.
I am looking. I have to zoom in now and actually make this full screen so I can see what you're talking about. But. Where's the fight? Guy, this is a daily show. It's different. We're doing news and community news. The fights are on at 18.
Welcome to the show. If you have never been here, we do news and gold raffle giveaways and talk about new stuff. Yeah, you said winter biome somewhere. Let me find that real quick. I unfortunately don't have a timestamp for that one. Don't know. Can't find it. Anyway.
Well, I'm just saying that the new biomes look great, Bogo, and we got to see some glimpses of it, and I really do think it's going to be awesome once those hit. I'm also really, like I said, looking forward to seeing more medium tier groups get out there and feel like they don't have to pay rental. And maybe some of these groups that are in some of these larger alliances might see a reason to push for their own season points when season points are more personal now and offer more personal rewards. That's the might in favor that has been discussed briefly in a couple of these dev talks, I think is really going to encourage individuals to maybe want to do more on their own. And I don't know if that will translate into guilds wanting to do more on their own, but I think combining that with the freedom to do so, having neat, smaller objectives that are more fun to fight when they're smaller, when you're in that 40-man group instead of 400, and the freedom to do so. I think that we'll see more and more people doing it. I'm really looking forward to that. Yes, we're going to have another raffle, guys. I see that there's some concern that
don't worry.
Maybe
don't worry.
There won't be another raffle.
I want to do one more thing because I went to the desert zone and I want to sort of show what it looks currently. What it looks like currently. The color shading of the yellow, the orange.
Do you have your shadows turned on?
No, I have them turned off actually.
Yeah, maybe make the game look like it's
like it looks
first.
good.
Yeah, like you're trying to make it look good, and then compare it to while they're trying to make it look good. Because if you,
no, I get what you mean. There you go. But I mean, I have it disabled for the ZVZ show, right? Because in that one,
course.
if there's shadows of 400 people on screen, it can. I'm running 2 clients usually during the ZVZ show, and then 2. Oh, that gets. Anyway, so that's what it looks like, just for the picture, and then we do a little bit of a comparison, one side by side. After he transports one of these new things to the hideout, that one. It does give up a very.
That is very different. Yeah, it's so much. It pops now. That's how I would describe it. It's bright and it pops. It feels I don't know. It just feels like less edges too. Feels like the polygon count of the world went up. Yes, new trees. Yes, palm trees. Like it really just looks so much different, and it's very cool. And I know that a fresh coat of paint doesn't really change gameplay,
right?
And so for a lot of like old school people, this doesn't, it's not a huge deal. Like they don't play Albion for the way it looks.
They have shadows disabled.
Yeah, they have shadows disabled, and it's like, it's like Counter-Strike players when there'll be new shadows and you can play it now with RTX on. No, thanks. No, going back to
If I could, I would play with 5 pixels on the screen.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
How does it come fastest? But I think that this graphic update will be something that people just really appreciate, and they'll be wowed when they first see it. And it's very cool. I really like it, and I'm excited for it. And it kind of surprised me. Like, so we saw the image from Bridgewatch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was maybe 3 months ago, I popped into a forest zone that was under development, and I was like, oh, this is pretty. Bogle, come look at this. Is this different? And you're like, I think so. But it was now, seeing it now after, I'm excited. I really am. I'm kind of shocked and excited for it hopping in. So let's move on before I gush more about graphics.
HQ Hideouts. I think we need to talk about that a little bit because it was the second big part of that video. It's the introduction of how they are supposed to function. He, I think, spends a lot of time saying that one, there's going to be only one per guild. You need to maintain the hideout to keep it and as an HQ, and it's different for the zones that you want to have that HQ in. So there's going to be an upkeep associated with it if there's too many hideouts in the zone. Many interesting things to consider if you're looking at this feature. And hopefully, you can qualify as well with earning one as a season reward. Invulnerable is always an interesting word in online games, but still should make living in the Outlands a different experience than it is now.
Absolutely. And I think it's just opening up options for people to live out there without getting run over by rent. And I think that's huge. I mean, the two biggest complaints that I hear are rental and hideout spam. I mean, every day I get several complaints about those two things. There's too many hideouts. It's too safe. The channel helps with that so that people can only instantly get into, what is it, the one that their home is at? Right?
The guild. What do you mean?
Home? Bound to?
No, HQs are only for guild members.
No, the channel, Bogul. The channel is if you are bound to it.
But that's
You're not bound to it.
Yeah, but that's something else. Yeah, that's coming with the next season already.
Yep. And it's one of those things that I keep hearing that the world is too safe, Bogul.
Right.
I'm saying that the channel is one thing,
but
the other thing is that the sheer proliferation of hideouts is another. And even if you can get, like, there's a channel, there's so many hideouts out there that if it's not them ducking into it, it's people coming out from it from the Horn of Gondor. And you can even go in with a fairly reasonable force and then get Gondored out by 16 hideouts. It's a lot over there.
Gondored out. That's an interesting term. Sure. Yeah, one last thing to talk about with that news post and that dev talk is people walking around with flying balls on chains.
Yeah.
Hideout power cores. Now Vortex Power system, Hideout power cores, two different things. One gives hideouts things and is needed to get energy, and one is like for something else, for the territories, right?
Yeah. So the hideouts and HQs have, I believe, we're gonna have different, very similar. They get the same energy, right? One is if you level your hideout, I believe you're going to get crafting bonuses. I don't know if those are transferring to the HQs or not. The HQ might only get the energy to keep it alive. I don't know how those are going to work, and I don't want to make any kind of guesses. The other one is for territories to increase your gathering yield, I believe. So that there's two different ones. One's to increase territories, one's are to increase your living quarters. And
I can't wait for the details on that.
Yeah, I want more details on how that system functions. What are the bonuses actually going to be? How far does it scale up when you get more than one? Are they going to be random, or are you going to be able to, get an idea of what you want or choose something? There's a lot of questions I have with that, and sometimes I feel a little uncomfortable talking about it because I don't know enough about it, and I want to know more, and I don't want to guess too deep into like stuff that was an idea on the round table 2 months ago. I don't know if it's the same thing anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. One question I see in chat is whether or not these can be bought and sold.
No. Well, I mean, you could so you could make a deal with another entity that you're going to drag it a certain amount of the way and then give it to them by dying and them taking it from you.
But not on the market, right?
You can't just on the market. You can't pick them up and take them to the market and sell them. When you grab it, you're dismounted and you show up on the map.
Oh, target.
You are a target. You are. Everybody's going to know where you are. I do not believe you will be able to take it through a portal to the cities. I don't think it'll serve a function there. And I don't even think you'll be able to take it into Arthur's Rest. These are
Interesting.
don't have the details yet. Like I don't have it in front of me that it says it cannot go through these things, but the uh, it seems like these would be things that make sense that you can't do that. They're for a specific purpose to level territories that are in the Outlands and to level hideouts and HQs that are in the Outlands.
And to maintain the hideouts, yeah.
Now, there is a comment saying that these will affect the roads, and I'm interested to see how that will function because there are some questions that come up with that about moving these objects through the roads. And there are some things that I go, ooh, this could be really dangerous if this happens. And so I'm waiting to hear more information on that because there's possibilities. Like if you just go see it, right? You see in the energy core, and your hideout's nowhere near this, but you do see a 2-man portal.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Just take it in there and drop it off. Stay on the other side of that with you and your friend going through the portal over and over again until you can bring you and your 40 friends over to then come out of that portal and
That
go
might
to the
be
5 zones that you'd go to.
ideal.
Or if you have a really good understanding of the way the portals work and you're 7 zones away, but you know that there's a couple of portals nearby, boom, 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 bang, bam, you've gone and moved the energy very far away from where it was supposed to be in a mostly safe environment. Because if you can map the roads, you can put guys in the roads is the way that it kind of works.
Right. So there are definitely some details with the roads to be worked out. And yeah, that definitely needs some clarification because some of that could be quite weird. That there's like 5, 6 different scenarios where this could play out weirdly. And I think they will just do something to counter that. I don't think it would be too easy to just take them and like drop them somewhere and basically hide or sort of delete them.
Well, I think that's kind of counterproductive. So I'm sure that these guys are looking at solutions to that already. I don't think this is their big thing going into the next update. I'm pretty sure they're going to have the obvious things of exploitation taken care of, like taking it into a city, and like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just waiting, guys. And, nobody wants to have everybody hanging out outside the 2 zones outside of the city waiting for somebody to come out. You know what I mean? That would not be a fun way to that for that to go.
All right. One last thing. The obvious question: when will these features arrive? HQ hideouts require guilds to collect enough season points through the season by the end of a guild season, such as that the current season will be important, and that one then will be shortened to make it arrive earlier. Hence, next season called Energy Season, when all of this is to be played for, and then the one after, right? 6 weeks of time total. Ends early November. Gives them enough time to finish the new features while giving guilds the opportunity to earn their right to an HQ hideout. Nice. Stay tuned for more dev talk soon. Okay. Gives us a pretty clear thing to do for the next season.
So it feels like there's a timeline here. Like they haven't given us a date, but there feels like there's a timeline. You know that you have 6 weeks in this season. You know that you can collect the season points with a reward available for the following season that you can't use unless there's a new content update.
Yep. After.
All right.
Yep. Straightforward.
No, I don't have no idea when it's coming, guys.
Straightforward. Very easy. All right. I'm looking at the time, Shozen.
Bogul, I have a question. It's come up 1,000 times here in chat over and over again. Do we have a picture of the turtle?
No. Do we?
We have the original one. I think that's it. Like I don't think
in game. No.
Yeah, I can't show you that because it's still under NDA.
Maybe we can ask some of the GM team to supply us one on the test server, and we can show that off tomorrow.
That would be a really cool thing
it's
to
one
do
day early,
during
right?
our event.
So
it's just a little early. Yeah, it's Everybody's going to be here watching the events anyway. It might be cool to do that. Let's try to get that done.
Yeah. I'll type that in and so I don't forget.
Okay,
you
thank
keep
you.
talking.
I'm handing out a gold code. We just gave away another gold code to Pyro Decimation. Congratulations. Your code will go out in the next day.
Pyro Decimation?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I think that's by fire.
Right. By
like
fire
destruction
and
by
ice?
fire. Like, oh man. That fire and ice battle. Guys, if you haven't seen today's war report,
Yeah.
I guess we can talk about that. Let's talk about that situation. So, as everybody knows, the season is coming to an end. BA is leading by 1 billion points. They're over 1 million. They're pushing Blue Army Freeman past 500,000 points. They are currently untouchable by poor Reject Sanity, who've just fallen farther and farther behind in the push. They've done great. I am so proud of what Reject Sanity did. But it's very hard to compete against your teammates who are siphoning all the points off from an incredibly large empire. So, good luck. I wouldn't waste a lot of silver on end of season Merc teams. You've got third secured. Don't waste what you could use next season. Those other guys are throwing away mammies at this point. Earlier today, we saw Blue Army do a full menagerie ZVZ. They had more people on battle mounts than they had demounted.
Oh my
They
God.
were just out there and forcing. Well, you were there. You saw this.
Yeah, but like
I'm not telling you. It was ridiculous. They had more beetles than healers. Like, it was priceless. They had like a clap team running around inside of this giant Jurassic Park, for lack of a better term, that would try to do the damage while all the battle mounts were just
in their face.
just being annoying.
I felt like the strategy was to be like bigger than the average character model, so people couldn't really see what's going on.
It's very hard to target, yeah.
But some of these do it. Like the whole Zerg of BA at that point was at least 500 million, if not like 1 billion silver worth of assets out deployed for funsies and for jokes and giggles.
But they weren't the only ones. I mean, they had fun.
Yeah,
Bogul, that wasn't the best thing we saw today.
Well, I think it.
Come on, dude.
I think it's rarer to see.
It's rarer.
Yeah,
it was expensive, but it's guys throwing away money as they're getting ready to leave the game, and they're just going into their box that they've held for 4 years of their inassailable wealth and saying, "How can we spend money in the last 2 days?" But the elevate snowballs and meatballs. That was the fire and ice CTA Bogul.
Mm-hmm.
Was one of the wildest things I've ever seen. They replaced all their DPS with Meteor and what was it? It's Hoarfrost and Great Fire. Like, oh my God.
I don't know exactly what the comp is, but basically the thing that shoots balls.
Yeah.
So these guys were just
that was dumb.
Avalanche. Yeah, you're right. Hoarfrost. In various directions, and it's we haven't seen that kind of ZVZ composition ever.
It's the Brimstone Bogul. It was really ticking me off that I couldn't think of it. I was having a massive brain fart and I didn't like it. Brimstone and Hoarfrost, and it was the giant, the fireball that comes from the sky and the snowball that rolls at you. And it was ridiculous because they were beating the crap out of PoE, even though PoE had twice their numbers or so. And it was just...
They maneuvered around in various chokes, right? They used the edge of the map where you have these tiny, slightly elevated choke areas very well, and tried to use these weapons that you could basically shoot in one direction to their advantage. And for some reason, it worked.
It shouldn't have worked.
I mean, they have very good support and like
I've been getting
arcanes
a
and
lot of
stuff.
crap for what I said about PoE 1 and 2 there, PoE
Mhm.
Prime and PoE 2. Frank Sinatra was in chat and he was saying I was being unfair to them because they're all new players. And I'm like, you're the oldest alliance in the game. You are a mega alliance that has existed since the beginning of the game. Sun had controlled Anglia. It had just recently gotten first place. CIR is they run in a rental empire. They have Hammer and Sickle and Scoia'tael are two of the oldest guilds in the game. If all of these groups are currently being, the only ones showing up are gatherers and new players, I'm not going to make fun of them for that. I'm just going to say that they're incredibly vulnerable to attack and that people should probably try to take down this empire in some way other than massing in one direction and maybe break them apart and make them try to have 4 or 5 shot callers. Because if they're not the empire that took this and they were able to, they were able to hold against Elevate, sure. Elevate felt very much alone at parts of this season. The homeless crew. But you look at the size of like a group like 6 and 9 and the amount that they could bring. It's very interesting to see what could possibly happen. And
I mean, it's obvious that you don't need to field anybody, and it's not a real fight, right? So why bother with the big
okay,
guns?
if they really feel like I don't know. Frank is in chat and he's laughing at me, but man, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's I don't like that as an excuse from you guys. I think you guys should be some of the best guilds in the game. And maybe you guys are on vacation and you just need to fill. And you guys are so commanding in presence that you cannot even play the game or have your veterans around and still fill your queues. That's impressive. But
Okay.
it's I think that's going to leave you vulnerable to other entities going forward when they the
You
just
don't
simply
know
by winning
anything,
by numbers
Chosen.
isn't going to be easier.
You don't know
I think it's going to
anything,
be
Chosen.
yeah.
How do
I
you
don't.
dare to
I know.
speak about what these guys can pull off? You will just see when there's an actual fight who will win.
When there's a real war, I'll see
yeah,
the real
yeah,
PoE.
yes.
It's true. It's true. This is just an average day CTA. It's
Right.
just gatherers.
I mean, if it's about outlasting, then it's a different story. But yeah.
But Elevate says that they're going away. I've seen at least 2 entities
So
getting ready to
PoE
form
won
out of
already.
that.
I don't.
Yeah, they could.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's then you have BA is folding as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I know 3 entities that are coming out of that. I don't know if one of those might be connected to the one from Elevate. I'm not quite sure at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Reject Sanity is folding. We know that June already folded. There's a number of groups that were here this season where the players are going elsewhere and not necessarily all, cruising rivers in South America. Some of them are still going to be here,
Right.
in the
Right.
great northern island of Albion.
Right. Some prefer the rain and magic of Albion than the yeah. I just realized we forgot to do words from our sponsor today, Shozen.
Oh God,
I think
who's our
we're
sponsor today?
we have to do that, otherwise we get in trouble, sir. Who's our sponsor?
Yeah.
I mean, do you know about
Is it the same one we had last week?
I mean, they are a regular sponsor on this show, right? So there's this indie game that's pretty cool, right? It's a pretty new game. It looks neat. Has more players than ever. It's been actively developed. It gets like this new update soon. It's really, really cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the makers of that game, Sandbox Interactive, Albion Online is the game's name. Sponsor of the show.
Well, they say that they're selling the Demon Hunter costume.
Right.
It's a wardrobe. It's a cosmetic for the game.
Yes, it is.
I've seen one of them.
One. All right.
Yeah, hold on. I think.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. That I could even show people one.
Oh, you're trying to equip it and then just teleport to me?
Yeah,
and
I'm
show it off?
teleporting to you with it equipped on my my body there.
I see.
See?
All right.
That's what it looks like.
Let me
if,
zoom in. Let me zoom in.
yeah.
So, what kind of that stuff doesn't belong in that set?
No, it's
There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
We do have some more news though. Like they're up and around. You know, upcoming, pretty cool guys, and they want you to play their game, I guess. Oh, by the way, if you refer your friends to that game, Snow Leopard skin.
A snow leopard skin.
Nice.
I don't own one of those. I don't have any friends to refer.
Are you legally allowed to refer friends to this game on like your private thing? Could we put a show with your like friend referral code here on the stream or something?
I wouldn't do it on this stream. I think that would be a little weak, but if I did my own stream, it would be fine.
I see. All right. Yeah.
But I honestly, my gold is so low right now, I could use that. Like maybe we could stick it on the YouTube.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to sell it anyways for now, right? You'd have to wait until the end of the season, plus 15 days.
15 days after the end of the season. I'm just looking at the gold that
season even.
I don't get. I need the gold. I need the tomes.
Right. Anyway, that's nice of them for them to sponsor us, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very nice of them to sponsor the show. I hear it's a very good game and that it's getting a graphic update.
That is so dumb. Also, before we go to the one or two memes that we have left in the show, they also in this game have rocket donkeys, and you can make of that what you want.
Rocket donkey season. Yeah. I love rocket donkey season.
Explosive.
This is okay. I said this last time we talked about the rocket donkey. I love the little hidden bits of humor in this game, and I wish they would do more. There are a lot of really funny people who work here at the company, and when they put their humor into the product, I think it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just me saying I like our designers.
Yeah, Heart Team. Aw, the art team is some of the hidden champions of Albion. I feel like that. I always wanted to talk to some art guys like on the stream. That's one of the few teams of SPA
a very long time ago
that we haven't had a good chance to talk.
No, we did. Yeah, we did. We had a junior artist come on at the beginning of the year.
But I want to talk about the new like biomes and the changes in how Albion looks, because it definitely has changed. You know, when we got the rework of Kalyan recently, even a lot of things have like they just look better, more detailed, and you can see how things have improved. And I'd love to talk about that process somehow. But yeah, interview.
I think that we can. I'll go and message the new community manager to see if she can make that happen. You went silent on me.
Yeah, because I looked over at our Discord channel, Shozen.
Yes.
And out of the blue, for no reason, one of the QA guys sent us pictures of his turtles.
Oh my God! We have the turtle to show? We do. Do it. Thank you, Amobius. That's awesome. It is. So Amobius has a turtle already because, of course, he internal. So yeah, let's show it.
Isn't that cute? That's like his pet turtle.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this
turtle.
So wait, there's another one. That one.
Okay, let's show another one.
Wow. Look.
That's so cute. That's like you know when sloths have to go to the bathroom and they do their little dance? That's what they look like.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you, QA.
Thank you, Amobius. That was awesome. I appreciate it.
I love it. Yeah.
That second picture is pretty freaking awesome. Absolutely. I have to say that kind of made my day.
All right. Now
it's time for memes. Art, memes, art.
I think just memes.
We have art.
We do.
Oh no, I can't show that art because it has music.
Oh, do you mean the what would Albion be like if it had an anime opening one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to show that one, but
Uh,
I don't. Hmm.
I mean,
I don't want to get taken down. I don't want to get
yeah.
destroyed by art lawyers.
Art lawyers.
Yeah.
It's a nice cut together of some of the scenes that
This
we
is
have from previous like videos, right?
you need the sound for this, Bogle. So this is a tease. We'll put it into chat so that you can watch it yourself. But there's a couple of them that we can watch actually here on the show, I think.
A couple more of these?
Couple. Well, the Markiplier in CDs.
You really want to watch that one?
Yes, I do, Bogle.
Your humor is funny. I don't know what to say about your humor, but all right, we can do that. That one was on Reddit just 3 days ago. Somebody made a video of this fine gentleman complaining about something or other. I think people who are into corrupted dungeons might get this more than I do, Shozen.
Yes. Just full screen this thing, play it. It's good.
This is disgusting. This is awful in every way. If I could kill it, I would. But I legally can't. Ah! Good God! It's hideous. But beautiful in an ugly way. But mostly hideous. Ugh. Now the main problem area is up here. All of this going on up here is what's causing me the most physical discomfort. It's like a visceral reaction of discontent coming from this area. This area is not good either. I hate this, but I'm mainly worried about this. Oh, me Unis, me like this kind thing. Me dumb Unis. No culture, all this, no care, no thought, just this. Me like, dumb Unis. This is great. Everything about this says exactly what I am and who I am as a person. It's my defining trait. It's beautiful. Big too. Whenever I need a quenching, refreshing beverage, I reach for one of these. Really evens out the cravings, if you know what I'm talking about. Delicious. To the last drop. Or morsel. You should be ashamed of who you are and what you've done. Can't believe that I'm even within arm's reach of you. Puh. I win every time, because I'm the best. And so are you.
You really need to play more Corrupted Dungeons, Bogle, if you don't get any of that.
Art. Chad says it's art. I can agree with that. I love it.
Capsalog, you've done good. I don't know who's responsible for this. I want to know more. I enjoyed it. Thank you. Oh, Bogle, maybe some people did agree with you. They've abandoned ship. Time to draw a raffle. A starving peasant. Whisper me to claim your prize.
What's the other one I have in my notes? I don't get this one. What do you think about such making of players or marking of players in group?
Well, this was a suggestion that somebody put in there to have when you can see your players, the little yellow dots on the map.
Yeah.
Have them colored so you can see who they are based on their class, so that your damage is one color, your tanks are another color, and your support is another color, and your group leader is the other color.
I like
just like
that.
it is now.
Oh, okay. I get it. I like the suggestion, yeah.
It just seemed like a simple, good suggestion, and I like it. It seems so simple. And
I know we can
like
do colored dots. I know we can do
we can do colored dots. Like, it's already in the game. Dots are in the game. Remember when we had red dots? Remember when we had red dots and you had to count the dots?
Good times.
Yeah. See, people like it. Good idea. Yes. Please. Can you, though? More dots.
And then the last one. What's this? HD graphics included? Who did this? Who?
So this is good, but you know what's even better?
No.
Reading this on the OSRS Reddit. The comments are priceless. They do not like our game.
Right. Shout out to the RS guys.
Yeah, big shout out, guys. I like the change of course. Well done. And a little back and forth is always fun. I don't know who's responsible for this at Albion Online, but I like your cheek.
All right. That's it for my notes. The only thing it says on my notes now is raffle.
I just did the raffle. I just gave another one away, and that is as many as I can give away. I need to give away more tomorrow, and I'm thinking I'm going to try to ask for maybe a skin or two to try to give away during the CLC.
During the CLC. That's not
or
tomorrow,
during
though,
maybe
right?
even the nines. Maybe even the nines. I'm gonna see if we can. I'm gonna ask, see if I can get something special. Maybe it'll just be more gold codes. I don't know.
The SBI Master of Coin.
It actually might be too late for this week though. It's Friday. Everybody's
Right.
home. Nobody works on the weekend but me and you.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Huh.
And Elsa, because Elsa doesn't go home.
That's a lie. It just goes home differently than you do.
The
Different
guy
times.
works so hard. It's impressive.
You need
I
more
want to
sleep,
give him more
sir.
credit. More credit for that. That dev talk that he edited the crap out of for that
Yeah.
trailer footage in there. It's just absolutely fantastic. Well done. Just absolutely fantastic. All right. And on that note, before I praise anybody else, actually, you want to play a song when we go out? I believe we played 2 of the 3 songs that people like. You want to give them Judy Boots as we go out today?
Sure. I mean, we have had plenty of Albion songs over the time. And it's been a while since somebody made a new Albion song, guys. Do you know where I'm getting at, guys?
Yeah, I saw Bourbon Bandit in chat today.
Yeah.
And I'm joining Seed in Arch next week. So I know, there's some people that can get bugged to make some more amazing music. And I think we're going to drop one of the other ones that we haven't played in a while. Good old Airship Enoch and Judy Boots. This is I think this was the first classic that we had. This is the first one we had to play on repeat. Dude, like, this is too good.
All right. I'm just wondering if there's any other thing we need to do, because otherwise
I'm gonna raid a small Albion streamer after we play some music. That's what I need to do. But other than that, I think, did I miss anything today, Bogul? Is there anything I've missed? Are you trying to hint that
Chad,
Sandbox
did we-
Interactive is hiring? Did I forget to mention that there's jobs? I see that at the bottom of my screen. The last thing I see.
No, that's on the jobs page though, if you want to look. But no, that wasn't. Chat, did I forget anything? Last chance. No, I think
Web developer full
good.
stack. Web developer full stack. Added in February. Still looking. Well, that's not February. Damn it, with you guys and your dates. It's the 2nd of July.
Look at the jobs page. Link in Twitch chat. Enjoy Judy with this. We will be back tomorrow with more Albion TV. Tomorrow is the big weekend. We have very high level Crystal Leagues, the big boy 20s on the Saturday, the big boy 5s on the Sunday, and then the following weekend after is the Crystal League Championship. Don't miss that. Pretty big. And then we're off into the next season almost. And we might have some cool stuff to read about, to watch on the official Albion channels as well during that time. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow, and good night, Shozen.
Yes, good night, Bogul.
And
Good night, stream.
Good night, chat.
Good night, Moon.
See you guys around.
I could probably Judy boot this. I'm going in for a big clap. I could probably Gucci loot this. I'm talking bang bang big stacks. I could probably Judy boot this. I'm going in for a big clap. I could probably Gucci loot this. I'm talking bang, bang, big stacks. Use boots, use boots, use boots. Big loot, big loot, big loot. Use boots, use boots, use boots. Big loot, big loot, big loot. Airship name tag, I'm about to gang. Pushing that loot, straight bang. Flipping that plate, maintain. Getting that deeps, main flame. Back to hit it with the easy 1v3 with the crossbow heat. Heat about to quit the game, we'd about to get the fame. Keep it clapped for weeks. Gather TA while I'm looking for snacks. Looted a baggie with journals for tax. Crafted some mama, stacked in stacks. Raided the castle, I went in for black. Big clap.
Easy clap, easy clap, easy clap, easy clap.
I could probably Judy boot this. I'm going in for a big clap. I could probably Gucci loot this. I'm talking bang, bang, big stacks. I could probably Judy boot this. I'm going in for a big clap. I could probably Gucci loot this. I'm talking bang, bang, big stacks. Use boots, use boots, use boots. Big loot, big loot, big loot. Use boots, use boots, use boots. Big loot, big loot, big loot. You ain't making these turns like that airship, dude. You ain't making these gangs like my airship crew. Y'all here making mistakes, about to get this, dude. The world is on and ox, about to get that food.
Rocking on a raid on a 3v3. You can catch me in the trap with some PvP. Gank y'all's loot out in Albion. I got the bodies on the same mount, we found them all. Gotta find no bull who gon' hang on my arm. Feeding y'all losers to wolves on the farm. Spot full of hitters and you know we got a sick clan. Mount up boys and we pushing us a big clap. Damage they taking, we draining out all of your mana. Savage the haters, gon' give them the hammer. Oh, you a brave noob, huh? You don't want smoke with the crew suit up. Hit a fat lick just to gank that stuff. You don't want none, ho, you should run square up. Kill y'all's guild, take your team solo. Cause we run this shit, call me King Mojo.
I could probably Judy boot this. I'm going in for a big clap. I could probably Gucci loot this. I'm talking bang, bang, big stacks. I could probably Judy boot this. I'm going in for a big clap. I could probably Gucci loot this. I'm talking bang, bang, big stacks.
In Albion, you could be anything you want to be. So I decided I wanted to become a pirate, a ganker. Thank you very much for your donations. It's quite profitable. I want to share with you a song, Opus Gank number 3, or Judy Boot this.
Judy